In the formation of the movement, based on Gulen's writings and example, as we heard in the earlier session, there's a repertoire of options. There are different ways in which people who, like he, would be orthodox in his faith, Sufi versions of Islam, and wanting to do what he's out to do, educate, stimulate international business occasions, represent religion along the way. And I think there are three options that we're seeing around us in the world today. When you have the other around, you destroy the other. The opposite would be convert. That is, try to make everybody like yourself. Is the movement out to do that? Some people are suspecting it. Some would see it a betrayal. You certainly betray the nature of civil dialogue if you convert a dialogical session into an attempt to convert the other. And the third option would be merger, fusion, taking all the elements that you can and coming about to a single thing. But I think that Gulen's humanism, richly informed by his piety, his knowledge, his concern, provides another model. The anti-Muslim Americans, and there are many of them, who seek political advantage from it or just speak out of fear or ignorance, when they hear the Gulen explicit Sufi Islam, they say, you know, aha, we caught you along the way. The doctrinaire Muslims, on the other hand, say, you're bartering away everything that's important to us. He says, any attempt to speak without speaking any particular language is not more hopeless than the attempt to have a religion that shall be no religion in particular. Thus, every living and healthy religion has a marked idiosyncrasy. Its power consists in its special and surprising message, and yet the energizing and the motivating and the enduring power in Gulen's case and others come from what he calls the strange and idiosyncratic stories that we tell. So what are you going to do when you have these differences along the way? And the answer that you get from Gulen is tolerance, but not only tolerance. I've chosen the word, and I distill this also in his writings, a much better and stronger word, hospitality. That is not only a habit, it is grounded in an approach to life and a set of beliefs that I think carries over, and he makes a great deal of it. On the one hand, secularistic-like, people in doctrinaire and ideological politics are thoroughly convinced that he is out to subvert them by replacing it with a jihadist regime. And the militants in other nations, and the few that are in Turkey by comparison, again, as I said earlier, think he's giving the game away. And there's never a page in his writings where he can say, now finally we're on that great plane where there's nothing there. It's the human condition. It's simply if you live as intensely as he does and thinks as intensely as he does, he's alert to it from that perspective. And I think it's so interesting that the Gulen movement has spent so much energy not in politics, which is only one form of civic engagement, but in voluntary activities, in education, in philanthropy, in business, in charitable work, and so on, because there too you are not exempt from all these forces that are pressing upon you. We need models, and in this field I would argue that what Gulen has achieved beyond his own movement and scope is to serve as a kind of a model.